Hello, my friends. Welcome to your full moon in Taurus reading. And it's going to be amazing because this is actually an eclipse, so a lunar eclipse in addition to the full moon. And this is going to be happening on November 19th around 1:57 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. So depending on where you're at in the world, you'll experience it, of course, at a different time if you're in a different time zone. And of course, the eclipse is when, the sun's over here, the earth is here, and the moon is over here. Normally the sun is, shining on that full moon, and so you see it as full, but then the earth gets in the way and our earth shadows over the full moon, which is where the eclipse happens. It's not going to be a full eclipse this time around, but you're going to see some shade go over the moon for a little bit during that cycle. And so, full moons are very powerful on their own, but a full moon eclipse is like a full moon on steroids. You're going to feel some energy around this where like a door slams shut. So, you might have situations that are happening in your life that reach a peak, or they've just done so. And now it's like things are out of your control. It's like your soul has signed up for some sort of growth lesson, some sort of situation to unfold to bring things to your attention. So, it's about, letting those people or situations or things either leave our lives or come into our lives. So you're going to be seeing these significant kind of endings and new beginnings. They'll be like tower type of events, what like the tower in tarot, which is, life is unfolding for you, something is being removed or being brought into your life on purpose for a purpose. So during this time, it's really good advice just to go with the flow of the change. Forgive whatever happens, knowing that, this releases you from any of those emotional extremes, because in addition to it being a full moon eclipse, it is in Taurus, and Taurus energy does bring it brings in a time of getting grounded, I guess is a good word to say it. We work through any negative feelings that we've been having or are feeling, and we find this balance in how we're expressing those emotions. So we're not being too dreamy and we're not being too serious. It's really about this grounding balance that we can take advantage of. So this, again, the full moon normally expands all our emotions and exaggerates them, with it being an eclipse, again, on steroids. So, it's kind of like the Pisces full moon we felt, which Pisces energy really brings in a lot of emotion. This is going to expand any emotions that we're feeling, but just know that there's this beautiful grounding energy available through the Taurus energy that can help balance things out to where we can see this beautiful ebb and flow of life instead of, an extreme, fearful type of event happen in our lives. So a lot of deep breathing will help. The bull is a mighty strong spirit animal as well. It sits it doesn't really sit, it stands its ground in its territory, and people respect the bull because of how grounded and strong it is. So just tap into that energy, and it'll be a not so strenuous and extreme full moon for you. We're also going to pull a special reading for your specific sign. So we're going to jump into that right now and just see what else the Creator wants you to know about this full moon Taurus eclipse energy that's going to be coming in for you during this period. All right, all my Libras, this is your Taurus full moon eclipse reading, and we're going to start off by pulling a card here from these Angels and Ancestors Oracle cards. And these stood out to me because they just feel very earthy, very grounding. Like I mentioned with that intro around the Taurus, energy and that balance and the grounding that's necessary. These are perfect for that. And we're going to be looking at the 3 weeks around this full moon eclipse. So the week before and up to the 2 weeks after. So this is going to be what the creator wants you to know generally just about that entire period. So creator for our Libras. Okay, they want that one right there. And you've got Earth Guardian. That is so perfect because it's rooted and grounded. Exactly what we were wanting from these, these cards, is to bring in that beautiful, beautiful energy to stay grounded. And you, of course, being Libras, you love balance, so you're okay with this. It says, take time to connect deeply with the energy of the earth so that you can feel supported and make decisions based on strength and integrity. The Earth Guardian represents the angels of Earth who bring the medicine of feeling grounded and strong. They are the protectors of the land and the planet and can help you connect with your mission here and how you can support the evolution of the planet. The Earth Guardian on the card is a beautiful part angel, part elemental, who's non-binary, showing that they are divine, a divine being without a human gender. Their staff, adorned with Dreamcatcher, shows that they have the capacity to help you ground your dreams in reality. Just in case I didn't do that close enough there, there's the Dreamcatcher right there. Beautiful card. It's important for you to take a grounded approach to your current situation. If you're rushing ahead or making a decision based on your more fearful responses, you'll miss out on the growth you deserve. So take some time to calm down and get grounded before proceeding further. Breathe, relax, and connect with your center. Then consider what to do. It's important to plant seeds that are going to grow into something beautiful rather than turn into a weed you have to deal with. So, yep, definitely like that. Get grounded, take deep breaths, calm, and then make decisions. So come to this grounded place to do that. We're going to, of course, get some more specific information on here. And we're going to start off with these Ancestral Path Tarot. This is going to be for the week before this full moon eclipse, and just see what the creator wants you to know about that week prior. All right, creator, for our Libras, what do you want them to know about that week before, please? This one right there. And you got the 8 of Sacred Circles. So that would be the 8 of Pentacles. And this is, you'd be looking at like the Apprentice card, who is about to master their craft. And because this is the outside world, this is going to be like something that you are expressing to the world, whether it's an education that you've been in, you're getting ready to graduate, that's the kind of thing it's looking at. But it's also something that you've been putting a lot of effort into. So even if it's like, what's popping into my head is like tarot cards, or, some sort of spiritual practice that you've been working on and studying and practicing and doing it for friends, and even like a masseuse who had to put in certain hours to be able to help, they have to have a certain amount of practical hours that they do on patients and friends and different people like that, and then they are able to go on to a higher level, and then you can master your craft. And it's that kind of feel to it that you've been investing a lot of energy, mental energy, emotional energy, physical energy into developing and going to another level, and you're getting ready to do that. And I love that this Earth Guardian did mention that too, that they will help you guide you on your path. And for that I wouldn't say like it's an occupation, but it's the way in which you're going to express your unconditional love to the world, right? Your life purpose, your soul purpose, what you wanted to do when you came here. You know, it's like this is about to unfold, and you've been investing a lot into it. And so they're going to help guide you in that direction and help you take those necessary steps. So this, week before is just really this gratitude and acknowledgement of the work that you put into your life and your path. And sometimes it's doing shadow work, right? It's looking at our pain and our suffering. So maybe we've been going to counseling for a long time, and you just feel during this week before, just taking the time to really look back and go, I've come a long way. And it is this congratulations and this acknowledgement from the Creator and your whole posse of support on the other side that you have done well. And you've really come a long way. And so to acknowledge that with that. And then we're going to take these tarot of dreams, and we're going to look at the week after the full moon eclipse and see what the Creator wants you to know about that time frame. All right, Creator, what do you want our Libras to know about the week after this full moon eclipse? Okay, those are 3 that they want to go over. So, yep, you've got the Strength card here, and this talked about strength and being strong, and so I'm not surprised that this has shown up here, because it is showing you your inner strength. And this is a beautiful card because it does talk about that this is your human side. The animal on the card for me is always our fight or flight, ego, shadow, human side of ourselves, the avatar that we chose, to move along this experience on this planet in human form. And when we come down, it's hungry. We're hungry and we're thirsty. And we're told, look for that out here. Out there's, you're going to find the food that's going to make your tummy full, and what's going to, the drink that's going to quench your thirst. And so we're like, okay. And we go out there to go do that, and we eat, and if we're even satisfied at all, we're hungry moments later, and probably even hungrier. And we take a drink of something to quench our thirst, and it might quench our thirst for a second, if that, and then we're thirsty again and even more thirstier. And so we get where we're getting hungrier and hungrier, and we're eating more and eating more, and we're thirsty, and we're drinking more and drinking more, and becoming thirstier and thirstier. So we become very desperate. We become this little lion or tiger. In this case, it's a tiger. It's so desperate and so hungry and so thirsty that it does become that hangry, the hungry, angry. It's roaring in the jungle. And then we have our divine self. You can even see like a star between her eyes there. This is our divine self, our higher self, the powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being made of unconditional love that we are. And we hear the smaller part of ourself roaring, and we come down to see what's going on. We don't come down to, put it out of its misery and slice it with the sword, or try to put it into a cage to keep it under control, or try to suppress it with a whip and a chair. What our little self has been hungry for and thirsty for is the unconditional love of the Creator. And all that stuff on the outside was never going to please us, never fulfill us. And so our higher self comes down, embraces us, gives us what we've been wanting, and it gives that unconditional love to our lower self. And then we transform from this, roaring, lion or tiger in the jungle to this little cub laying on the lap of our higher self, feeling full, our thirst quenched, and feeling safe for the first time in our lives. And that's what this inner strength is because as we connect and understand we're so much more than this human piece, and we have that connection to the higher realms, we do have that strength, we do have that understanding, and that is just so empowering, right? I mean, we just realize that, all this stuff that's going on in the world, in the whole scheme of things, is not as huge as we have made it to be. And then you walk hand in hand, so your whole life transforms after you realize that you have access to this higher self, you have access to this unconditional love. And so you go around life not, feeling like you're so desperate to find something out here because you found everything you needed from inside you. And then you have the Eight of Wands. Wands is fire energy, of course, and it's about, it's your drive, your ambition, your aha inspiration, but it's also your spiritual energy. And for this is like messages coming in for you. They come in fast and furious, so this energy and communication comes fast for you. So with this transformation that happens, with this awareness that comes, you do receive these messages. And I always say that this is like messages from spirit. You have all your winged creatures down below. They're your messengers, they're your angels, your guardian angels, your spirit guides, your loved ones on the other side, your ancestors, unicorns or fairies or whatever you believe are those beings of unconditional love and light. You're getting messages through spirit, either from the outside or emotional messages. You're just getting these beautiful messages and guidance for your life. I mean, like we talked about with this Earth Guardian, they definitely are helping guide you in your next steps. And we just have to be quiet and listen and get on that same frequency, which I was laughing because you got the High Priestess, which she's all about going into her temple, getting quiet, raising her vibration to that of spirit world, connecting to her moon energy, and the spirit world talks on that level of unconditional love and joy and laughter and peace. So when we're in the world and we're hearing all the noise, all the fear noise, we can't hear those whispers of love from the other side. So getting into your temple, getting into a quiet place, raising your vibration so you can hear the messages is definitely what I'm feeling here. So definitely strong interactions with spirit, which I talked about in the beginning. A full moon is, the veil is thin then, but when you have the eclipse, it's a full moon on steroids, so the veil is really, really thin, and you'll be able to hear very clearly if you raise your vibration to that point where you can hear them. So I am loving that for you. Beautiful, beautiful. And then we're going to pull a card here, or cards, from the True Heart Intuitive Tarot for the second week after the full moon eclipse. Let's see what else the Creator wants you to know about this time. I love that, though. So what have you been working toward? Listen, heed. Not really necessarily heed their advice, but seek is really the word I was looking for. Seek their advice. They have that high point, that point of view up above, outside of time and space, and they have such clarity that if you connect to your higher self and get into that quiet place and connect to that higher frequency, you're going to get a lot of information that will make your progress in this even more fast than faster than it would be without it. And they are definitely willing to assist you, as long as it doesn't mess with your fated experiences that you wanted to experience, of course. But that's another story for another day, unless a Wheel of Fortune card or something pops up out here. All right, so Creator, for our Libras, what do you want them to know about the second week after the eclipse here? Okay. Yep, they want 3 cards there too. Okay. So you got the 8 of Cups. So cups are your emotions, and I love this here because they're showing these are the things that are no longer serving you. And you got an 8 and an 8, an 8 and an 8. So there's definitely a synchronicity with all these 8s. So there are things that you're wanting to leave behind that are no longer serving you. The emotions and these things that you thought were going to fulfill you have left you feeling empty, like we talked about with the strength card here. The little Mr. Lion is eating and drinking, and you're like, you know what? Nope, I don't want to do that. And so you're going to continue, and you're going to do on to this new exploration. So you're going to alter your course a bit here with this new revelation and this new information that you get, which is great because, everything happened on purpose for a purpose. And so this wasn't a waste with experiencing those, but you're now ready to move on to another place there. And then you got the Devil card. Don't freak out about this. It's just our shadow side. And this, they actually bring us this gift. It's a wonderful transformation type of energy that comes with it, because we realize that the chains around our neck are very loose, and I always look at this card like an Austin Powers movie where Dr. Evil, which represents our shadow side in this scenario, is telling you, this is how I'm going to take over the world, and this is what I'm going to do, and blah, 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 blah. People are like, why are you always telling him your plans? He always escapes and thwarts, your evil plans. And that's what happens here is our shadow is bringing up those things that are making us feel small and making us feel limited and making us feel powerless. And they don't do it in a subtle way. You'll have like 5 situations with 5 different people dealing with the same thing. Either your relationship with them is impacted that way, or they're each going through something and they're this mirror for you to see things. And so it just is blasted right in your face. But it is a gift because they're telling you, look, this is what I'm using to hold you back. Wink, wink, and then you're like, oh, I can look at this. So, we can thank our shadow for bringing that information to us, and we're able to do something with it if we so wish, okay? Yep. And then you have the Empress. So beautiful energy for this, because the Empress is Mother Nature. It is Mother Nurture. She's all about new birth, freedom, passion, and so really connecting in and focusing in your energy into living and creating. Number 3 is a very creative number, so it is about unleashing your creativity, which makes total sense. Again, as you connect to this upper level here and you hear from Spirit, they are so close to that creative force that it is not suppressed and held back. So as you connect to this higher love of who you are, then that little mini creator that we really are, that creative force just unfolds, and you see so many different ways to do things that you didn't see before, and that's what I really love about this too, is it just shows that you go on this path and you go up to this, almost into the universe, where you get to see things from a much, clearer point of view as well, especially with connection to your higher self, right? So able to see things so much clearly, cutting away those things that are holding you back and allowing you to express yourself, and to return to this place of just beauty and love and freedom. And I would say also that there is, I would say for everyone really, I was going to say for a certain percentage, but they're like, nope, it'll benefit everyone to get out into nature and get away from all the noise. That does help you connect, to help to get to this little inner temple, to connect to the higher places, get away from all the noise, get away from all the distractions, get out into nature. That helps you see things more clearly as well. I am loving this for you. Definitely a beautiful awareness that comes, but definitely you're being recognized for doing so much work in your life, whether it's inner work or outer work or both. You're being recognized that you've done it, and you're ready for a new step and to let some old things go. And if you're like, the number 8 has a special meaning for you. Definitely it's made itself known here. several times. So if you're not familiar with that, even just go check out the numerological meaning of the number 8. You can just search for it on the internet and see which resonates with you and what jumps out for you, because there could be additional messages for there if the number 8 already doesn't mean something specific for you. But I'm going to leave it at that, and just know as you're going through this that every moment of every day you are indeed unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things, the Mother and Father of all things. I also want to let you know that in addition to these readings, I do also do monthly zodiac readings by each sign, as well as a variety of other readings, even like weekly readings for each element, like air signs, fire signs, etc. So if you want to be kept in the loop when those come out, if you haven't done so already, if you click on the subscribe button down below, that's going to make a little notification bell pop up. And if you click on that when that pops up, then you'll be notified when the new videos come out. So easy breezy. All right, well, I'm going to leave the reading at that. Just know that I also love you dearly, and I'm sure I'll be talking to you very soon. But until then, you take care.